Hello and welcome to North Star Stamper. I'm Sue Kremer, and today we are talking about Christmas cards. Let me find myself on my tablet so we can chat and I can answer questions. Let's see. I had somebody say Christmas cards, and we actually have a sale on designer series paper, which I do use quite a bit of on the samples that I have to show you tonight. So I thought it was a perfect time to start thinking about Christmas cards. And the other thing is, if you start now, you won't be making them in mid-December and be all stressed. You can enjoy the making of them. So let's see if I've got any. Few people have joined. Thank you for joining me. So I forgot to tell you to have your mini catalog handy, so I'll give you a second to go find that. I will go from the front to the back, so if you take notes or want to follow along, that is just what I'm going to do. I'm going to start on page 5 with the tag buffet kit, just to give you a heads up. And if you were with me last week, we talked about packaging and that sort of thing for Christmas and holiday. And I tried to show you how to cover one of the mini coffee cups, and I realized I didn't quite know what I was doing. Well, I have figured out what I did wrong, and I'm going to demo that, but I think I'm going to put that into a separate video. So when I'm done talking about Christmas cards, I'm going to take like a 5-minute break and then come back with a second video just on decorating the coffee cups, and I have one to show you, something you haven't seen yet, so hopefully you'll have time to come back with me for part 2 of our Christmas packaging. So I see there's quite a few people today. Awesome, I'm excited. I've been planning this for a while, so I have lots to share with you. The first one being the tag buffet kit on page 5, and it comes in this beautiful box. I could see making a whole bunch of cards and giving this as a gift. And there are all kinds of things. Let me get this out of the way. So there are the places you can find me online. Hopefully you know all that, and I have shown you that in various places. This is my card sample. So we're talking cards, but this is a tag kit. So you get all these lovely tags, and I believe the kit makes 30. I mean, look at this. They're all, I don't know, can you see? There's gold. Let me get rid of the comments on my phone so I can see. So there's gold in some of those or all of those, and there's quite a variety. And then these have some gold on it as well. Look at the stars, and there's stars. Let me show you. The stars are punched out, if you can see. It'll be really fun to play with. So I've just made this one card out of this kit of tags. The colors in this are garden green, gold, like I said, pool party, real red, shaded spruce, and white. So I'm trying to show you the colors. I think I love colors, and it's just so fun. So if you were to use this kit to make cards, I would buy a pack of shaded spruce and or garden green. They are a little different. See, that would be all right on there. Let me try this. Yeah, they would work. The real red, shaded spruce, and white. So if you start with a pack of each of those in this kit, you could make lots and lots of cards. Which reminds me, if you use this kit to make cards, they're all going to be different. Or they could be, you could have 5 or 6 different kinds of cards. So when we make birthday cards, oftentimes I'll make a card specific to that person. Why don't we do that for Christmas? I was thinking about that. I think it's because when we used to buy cards, we would buy a box of 20 Christmas cards, and they'd all be the same. Because we like the card, hopefully we'd take time to pick out the card and the sentiment that spoke to us. But why not make a bunch of different Christmas cards? So I'm very excited about Christmas cards this year. We haven't made them, sent them out, and I haven't made them in a couple of years. We've been doing photo cards. The one thing I want to show you, and this is my fun tip for today, is using a stamp positioner. So I don't know, do you know how to use a stamp positioner? Do you have a stamp positioner? So we're gonna talk about that. So this is your standard stamp positioner, and Stampin' Up! Used to sell this. It comes with an L shape, and this one's acrylic. Most of them have been acrylic, and it comes with this plate. Let's find a stamps. Oh, so this is for Unto Us, and I love the words on here. that is on page 35. So the tag kit is on page 5, and this is on page 35, this stamp. Let's see. I think we'll do, I love this little Merry Christmas. So to use a stamp positioner, you know what? I forgot ink. No, I didn't. Ink's right here. I'm half a step ahead of myself. Here's that red braided trim I thought I didn't have. All right, so we're going to use our shaded spruce. I do have blocks. I didn't think I needed a block. So I'm going to put my stamp on a block. So you put your plate into the corner of the L and stamp down. And then let's say, sorry for the, I think I'm just so excited. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's say we want to stamp onto this banner. Maybe I should leave it in there. I don't know. This is part of the kit. So what I would do, I mean, you know, we'll leave it on there so it stays in place. I would position this Merry Christmas right, I don't know if you can see, on the banner where I want it. And I place the L. The L is going to hold this whole sheet down, which is why I'm stamping on the one that's still in there. And then you move this away. You hold that down. You re-ink your stamp. And then you would stamp. And it would stamp right where I wanted it. So that's how you use a positioner. But I'm going to show you, and I don't know how I came up with this. It was really kind of fun. Like I said, the big box stores probably sell these. I don't know. But Stampin' Up! Sells. Let me close this. The Stamparatus. And it's going to be sideways. Sorry. At least I'm a lefty, so I won't be bumping things too much. Alright, so what I have here is just one plate on the side of my Stamparatus. I have it on the side. And what I've done is I've taken the clear sheet that comes on the top of your photopolymer stamps when you get a stamp set, and I'll show you lots of stamps later and I'll point it out. So it's just, you could use a window sheet, you could use whatever. So I'm going to take this again. So I'm going to stamp my Merry Christmas on there. Hold on, let me clean this off. We're not going to use a block, we're going to use the Stamparatus. I don't want green ink all over so I'm just using that paper towel. Okay. So I'm going to put this down. So I'm just setting Merry Christmas on there. Let me see, what's the best way to do this? I did it with just a piece of paper cardstock earlier. Let me cut this out a little bit. Okay, so I put set my stamp down. Oh, sorry, I bumped it. Set my Merry Christmas, or my stamp, down on this plastic piece. And I've used a piece of washi tape to hold that to just a piece of paper on my Stamparatus. Hold on. This is a rubber stamp, not a photopolymer, so I don't need my foam sheet that comes with your Stamparatus. I've already made a mess and I haven't even made a card yet. Okay. I'm just using that to hold the paper down for now. All right. So just set it on there and pick it up with your plate. Now we're going to okay. Getting ahead of myself. Trying to go quick, and there's no reason to go quick. I have lots to share, and hopefully you'll stick with me. So I'm stamping onto that plastic sheet. So there. Kind of like I did on that corner, on that acrylic piece. I think this will work. I'm hoping this piece will be big enough. So now I'm going to position my banner piece right under this plastic, right where I want it. And I can put it wherever. That's crooked, so I'm going to move it a little. The Christmas is kind of scripty. So I lined up, Merry is nice and straight, so I lined that up with the top here. So I have my sheet, and then I put my banner sheet, and there's my plastic that has the Merry Christmas on it. So now, if I keep, it moved, hold on. I'm going to hold that, I'm going to put that there. Now I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to re-ink this. and it'll stamp right where I wanted it. I'm hoping you could see that. And I have a perfectly stamped sentiment. I've been using this technique with the long strips I have left over when I trim down my white and my very vanilla and whisper white cardstock for using on layers in my cards. So it's been working really well. So that is using your Stamparatus as a stamp positioner. I think I need to soon share lots of tips we have about the Stamparatus. So I don't know if we'll be needing that again. I have a box here to put all my stuff in as we use it. All right, so let's make a card. So this tag, and I didn't look at their directions. I believe this kit comes with pictures for ideas on cards. You could also look, oh my goodness. You could also look at the catalog. I'm sure lots of people online could give you lots of ideas as well. But we're going to make another card. So I've chosen a Christmas tree with pretty gold. Can you see the gold on there? Very pretty. It's done. You don't have to stamp. You don't have to emboss. It's ready to go. But you do get to stamp as much as you want. So, you know what? We'll use a piece of green. Shaded spruce. Sorry, I'm not watching comments here. Thank you for joining me. Let's just kind of build it. If you see this one here, what I did was I took a piece of white cardstock in my trimmer, and this is thick whisper white, and it's cut ready to go to be a card base. But I don't measure. I know some of my quilting stampers don't like eyeballing. I just went like this. It's like, oh, let's have some narrow ones, let's have some wide ones. And so I know that is the same height as my cards. And then I took these to my emboss machine and I embossed a bunch. Actually, I only embossed two, and then the one on the card as well. So these are going to be other layers on my card. So it'll be a quick and easy way to make a whole bunch of cards. I think it's going to be fun. Maybe watching a Christmas movie. I think that would be lots of fun. So we're going to put this, sorry, I don't have the names on what, that one has little dots on it. I try to only show you current products. So that's cute like that. But let's add one of our tags. Which one should we use? Maybe something red. Get some traditional red in there. Do we want polka dot? I think there's polka dots. No, stripes. Stripes or little leaves. Let's use the stripes. And they all have holes ready to, just throw that away. Put that on there. Put that like that. Like I said, I found my twine. The kit does come with gold trim. That's very pretty. Why not use both? And how long do I want it? I think I've got some scissors here. All right. I'm curious, how many Christmas cards do you make? When we first got married, everybody invited to our wedding got a Christmas card that first year. I don't know, that was over 100, 150. I don't remember. That was 27 years ago, so that was a long time. That was a lot of cards. I wasn't stamping at that time, though. We did photo cards for a few years, especially with the kids growing up and all that. We're down to fewer than 100 cards now. So let me trim that up a little. So how many cards do you send out? I'm hoping to send out more this year. We should have graduation pictures from both of my boys graduated, one from high school, one from college. But of course, neither of those were in person, so we don't have pictures of graduation, unfortunately. I'm using my stamp and seal. I'm just putting the card together very much like that one. I kind of like that layout. Just this textured piece gives it a little more interest. That's just going to have to tuck in on the envelope. things back where they go. Let's use some dimensionals on here. I have my little container with adhesives. Anybody recognize these? They're from a paper pumpkin. They always give us so much adhesive in the paper pumpkins that I always have leftovers, which is good. How's that? Merry Christmas. I think we'll put a dimensional here and put adhesive on this side because the tree was popped up on dimensionals. What do you think? Does it need something else? I don't know. Thank you for sharing my video. I do appreciate it. And I have been watching other people's videos. We had World Card Making Day last Saturday. I spent all day watching or making my own videos. I did 3 live videos and I watched probably 6 or 7 other people. So there's card number 1. That is with the tag buffet and the For Unto Us stamp set. Oh, I was going to use this too. See, there's so many options. I had thought about this when I was playing around yesterday. Anyway, that'll be another card for another day. Okay, let's put things out of the way as I use them. So that is also my idea, to use your Stamparatus as a stamp positioner. I don't think I'd seen that before, and like I said, I don't know where I came up with it. Okay, the next one I have, well, we talked about the, I'm going to make a pile of cards there. We talked about the heartwarming hugs last week. And I don't think I have any cards using that right now. And the okay, so the heartwarming hugs is on page 8 to 10. We do sell product medleys, and this is page 7. This is called Most Wonderful Time, and this comes with pattern paper and the stamp set and dies and embellishments, and I think some faceted stars. So this would be fun if you just want to buy, you know, one package, and I would buy cardstock that coordinates it with it in real red, old olive, black, gold foil. You could add embossing. So many ideas, so little time. We talked about the heartwarming hugs on pages 8 to 11. This is a really nice stamp set, and I have a card to show you using the Christmas blessings to you and yours. And there's the stamp, and that's where I used my stamp positioner. The Stamparatus as a stamp positioner, because this is a strip left over from cutting down vanilla, very vanilla cardstock. This also uses a few other, let's see if I have, okay, so the stamp is on page 11, part of Wrapped in Christmas. And I thought I had these. I do have them in order. I showed you this stamp set last week that coordinates with the coffee cups. Okay. And so this Wrapped in Christmas is also part of that suite, but I just use this stamp for here. The Designer Series paper is one that is returning. Actually, I think we'll talk about that when we get later on. So I'm going to put that card to the side. Did I use, I think I have, oh, there's the beautiful gold envelope that coordinates at that. I do have another sample that used the Friends and Family, and I'll point that out when we get there. All right, moving on. I don't have everything in the catalog. Surprise, surprise. That would be way too much. So I'm just showing you the ones I have. On September 21st, I did a whole video about the doves, and so these were my samples, and they were all Christmas cards, so that doesn't even use the dove. Obviously, I used the branch with markers, and then the ornament. And that one used a Memories and More card for the Earth, the globe. This used First Frost. Feels Like Frost, Designer Series paper. And these actually, if I remember, these two anyway, these three, were cased from the catalog. You have to go back and watch my video. I'm sure I talked more about that. All right, so that's Dove of Hope stamp set. And I have the dies, obviously. And that's on page 13. All right, moving along. The Poinsettia Place Suite. I don't have much from there. I will talk about the Designer Series paper later on, and that one is on sale this month. I'll just show you in the catalog. This is the stamp set that coordinates with this Designer Series paper. And it'd be beautiful. It would be a lot of work, to be honest with you, to create these two poinsettias. You stamp and die cut these separately, and then you put them together. And that's a lot of work if you're making lots of cards. This one stamp does have a die here that coordinates with it, but I just thought it was too much and too putsy because I knew I wanted to have this one, and I didn't really want to have both. So Peaceful Nativity is our next bundle. I have lots to share here. This is a stamp set. All right, so I wanted the night sky, and I wanted to be able to use a star. And looking through, these were an add-on for Paper Pumpkin in July. And I don't think I shared these with you. I don't know why. But these pre-printed cards, like I said, were an add-on. And that's where that card came from. I don't know. And then the envelopes have pretty gold trim. Oh, I don't know if I'd use that though. It's got flowers. But anyway, so there's one. I just stamped and die cut the images. More dies. Can you see my star there? It's the glimmer paper. And when we get to that, that's in this catalog. Do I have... So if you want to know colors, I do keep track of what colors I use. So I stamped in black ink, and then I used my water painter to color in all the images. So that was really fun. I wouldn't want to make 80 of these, but I could see myself making 4 or 5. But I wanted more ideas using this stamp set and die set. So I do have more ideas. Sorry, I'm not watching all the comments. Hello from Colorado. Oh, bling. Karen, I assume you were talking about the Christmas tree card I made. That's a great idea. I wish I had looked at your comment. Maybe I will go back and add that. I have been much better about putting the cards I make with you on Mondays onto my blog. So here's another one. My first idea for the background, the night sky, was to just do a watercolor wash. So I just used the wide water painter and made it dark, and then I used the same, I just cut a few of those stars. So, and then just simple. This one it's pretty quick. Just die cut all your pieces ahead of time. Okay. And then I thought, how about tone on tone? Can you see that? It's not real shimmery. I think my gold embossing powder is really old. This is Pretty Peacock, one of my favorite colors, and I embossed on gold. You can see some gold foil there. And then inside, the verse is from For Unto Us, which we already talked about on page 35. So there's my note. All right, so there's another one. And then I was playing around with the Christmas Time Is Here. What is it called? Well, there's paper. I guess it's just Designer Series paper. And it's on the website. It's not in either of the catalogs. It was a special promotion last year, but it is still available. Look at this beautiful. And there was a stamp set. Honestly, I don't know if the stamp set's still available. You'd have to go online and look. But it's called Christmas Time Is Here. And the colors in here were Mossy Meadow, Whisper White, and then I found this very fascinating. It included both, I have it written here, sorry. Poppy Parade and Cherry Cobbler. Never would have thought to put those two together. But look at it. The berries were all the pretty, Poppy Parade. Oh my goodness. And the Cherry Cobbler was there. The gold ribbon is also still available. So a pack of this designer series paper, a pack of each of those cardstocks, some gold, and then there were gold not faceted, they were gold embellishments, very glittery. I believe those are still available. But again, they're not in the catalog, they're only online. So check that out. That would be a fun way to make a whole bunch of Christmas cards. So that is called Christmas Time is Here. And that paper is, I did show you the back sides. That one almost doesn't even look Christmassy. That one does. Is there one more in there? Yes, there's that full sheet of Cherry Cobbler with the gold. So there's that same card again. We'll find that later in the catalog. And I was just playing around with some ribbon and that. All right. Next up, we have on page 19, and I just noticed this a couple days ago. I've had this catalog since July because it came live to customers in August, and we have a variety bundle. I think this is a new term for Stampin' Up. So the variety bundle is called the Christmas Gleaming Variety Bundle, and it's on page 19. So the variety bundle includes, excuse my reach, 2 punches. They're ornaments. They're great shapes if you do punch art. And the Christmas Gleaming stamp set. Last year, I think I made some cards where I stamped and embossed those. They were very pretty. And you could just use the holly too, so very pretty. So the variety bundle is the stamp set, the punches, and the designer series paper. So let me show you what colors are in the paper. I am going to miss Pretty Peacock so much when it retires next year. Sometimes they do bring them back, but so this designer series paper includes Pretty Peacock, Night of Navy, and Mossy Meadow, I believe. Yes, and Very Vanilla. So that is what I used on this card. So the designer series paper, and then I punched these using the punches, obviously. And then we talked about that stamp set. So I'm going to leave this out because we're going to talk about that card yet. So if you're interested, let me show you real quick some of the other patterns in this designer series paper. So there's blue. This is actually copper. And I put it with gold, and I don't think you can tell the difference. Isn't that pretty? Can you see the glimmer on there? Yeah, you can when I tilt it just right. Look at that. It's so beautiful. The back sides, the stripes. You know, this piece and this one don't even need to be Christmas. That kind of looks Christmassy to me. But anyway, so that is the Christmas Gleaming Variety Bundle. They are available in separate pieces too. But you get a discount if you order bundles with Stampin' Up. All right. I've got out of whack here. All right. Next we have, and there's more things in the catalog. I don't have some of these, so the next one I have to show you is the Trimming the Town. Let me check my time. We're going to keep going. Excuse my reach again. Let me bring it a little closer. All right. The Coming Home stamp set. I did not buy the dies. The dies will cut out the houses, the wreath, the trees, and the car. I figure the straight lines I could cut myself. The car I might have trouble with, so I would probably stamp that onto like an oval if I wanted a smaller piece with the car on it. So I did not buy the dies that went with it, but I did buy the paper. And here's a card. There's the other sentiment that I used from that stamp set. So I will show you first the colors in this designer series paper. Very fun. Pool Party, Early Espresso, I grabbed a couple, Misty Moonlight, Old Olive, Real Red, and very Whisper White. I don't know if I mentioned that. So I leave these pieces of cardstock in with my designer series paper. Let me show you some of this while I talk. That way, if I want to make a card using this paper, it's ready to go. I believe we use that as, I punched a piece of that for our, here, last week for our candy wrapper, which I realized after I showed you that candy wrapper a year ago. Sorry if you're like, you showed us that before. The backside, that's not Christmassy at all. That'd be a great masculine card or a little boy card. That reminds me of Minnie Mouse. So it's not all Christmas. There's another trees. They're just evergreens. That'd be great with, we have a lot of animal stamp sets right now. Like Nature's Beauty has the, what does it have? The rabbit, a fox, and a deer, I think, in it. So I don't know if I showed you all of these. You can look at page 25 of your mini catalog to look at that paper. That was fun. I haven't used it a lot. I haven't had it that long. And in case you're wondering about that, this is a great sketch to use. And so I have my note. 3 pieces of designer series paper. I happen to use the houses and the people because I thought that went well with the sentiment. And so the DSP is 3 3/4 by 1 1/2. I will probably make a bunch of cards using that. You get to show off your designer series paper. You could turn it around. I don't know what's on the back side of these patterns, but it's a great way to show designer series paper. So that you will be seeing that layout again in the near future. All right, so that was 25. We're getting there. Page 27, the moose is back. Merry Moose. And there are some Christmas sentiments, and there's the ornament. I've shown you this several times. So there's the moose. The trees would go really good with some of the pattern paper we've seen already. It could just be a masculine birthday card or whatever. He was fun to color, the little raccoon. So there's Merry Moose. Page 29, there are these sentiments. I think they're really cute, and I believe they're all quotes from movies. If we had time, I'd chat about that, but we're going to keep moving. We are running low on time because I don't want to keep you real long. On page 31, this ribbon pack is beautiful. This is really wide, but it's a soft. It's shaded spruce, and it's got that argyle on it. And you've seen gold trim on a few of my cards tonight. So I use lots of gold trim. I'll usually stock up on it when we sell it. It's great for putting behind sentiments like that and putting on tags, which you've seen me do that tonight too. So some pretty ribbon. And to be honest, that's all I have on that page. So we're going to keep going. Keep going, keep going. Next I have on page 35, another stamp set. Oh, that was the one we talked about, For Unto Us. Great Christmas sentiments. I just had to have it because I thought I'd use it a lot, even in many years to come. So I only have a couple left, so bear with me. Thank you for staying with me. Page 43. I don't have it, but I thought this In the Pines would be a great set to make masculine cards. I know I struggle with that. I could stamp cards with flowers on it and have a nice variety, but the masculine cards I really struggle with. But that would be a great one. I don't have it. If it does carry over, I probably would get it. And it has dies to, you can tell the ones that are blue, the dies coordinate, and then I think there's some detailed ones you can see there. But that would be a nice variety to have. All right. So we move through some of the fall items. And on page 51 is where you will see, oh wait, I skipped something. Well, we'll go to here anyway. This is what the gold cards are. Page 51, gold cards and envelopes. And that was these cards. You can see that gold edging. And there's the envelope. Very pretty, very shimmery, very elegant. It'd be this card especially, I think, with the paper and the I don't know. I really like that card. And that's on page 51, the gold cards and envelopes. You probably asked or would wonder, you get 10 cards and envelopes, and they're $10. So it's $1 for the card and envelope, and then you get to decorate it. All right. I did skip over this. Back on page 42, sorry. I tried to go in order, so we weren't skipping around. This is the Feels Like Frost, and it was in last year's catalog, and I think it was, I don't know if it was just such a big seller or we had a lot left over, but it carried over. And so I used that on the back of that one. I remember talking about I don't stamp on my designer series paper very often, but I've seen a lot of cards made with this. I'll show you some of the... So one side is like photos. Isn't that beautiful? That's just beautiful. I love that one too. That's pretty. Evergreens with snow. And the other side, which you probably saw, is all white and silver. I have not tried coloring this. This would be very fun to color with a brayer or a sponge, or, you know, lots of ideas. So that is Feels Like Frost on page, I had it on here, 42 of your mini catalog. All right. Not everything Christmas is in the mini catalog. Oh, wait. This is... Oh, see, I skipped this too. This was the Balmy Blue Glimmer paper, and that is on page 37 if you want to check that out. That's where I use my stars for my nativity scenes. So we do have a couple things in the annual catalog. I did this with my wreath. I don't remember when I did the wreath video. Sorry. I didn't write down the date, but I did a whole video about with the wreath, and that stamp set, oh, where'd it go? A Ranger wreath does come with this little Merry Christmas. That's a very pretty font with the mixture. I think that's something that they do a lot of. So that is in the annual catalog. The stamps are on page 127 and the dies are on page 173. So that's a partridge in the pear tree. I have some other stamp sets to show you that are also in the annual catalog that would be great for Christmas cards. So the banner year coordinates with the banner punch. It's a double punch, sorry, and it cuts 1/2 inch, 3/4, and 1 inch strips into banners. And so you've got the Christmas wishes. You can make anything into Christmas by putting a little Christmas hat on it. That would be really cute. Be Merry. What else is Christmas? Oh, the holly with the berries. So they're from all of us. So that's a nice one for Christmas things. I thought Snowfront would be fun to use for Christmas cards with the deer and the snowman. That'd be really fun. Use the bare trees. Use a dark color and emboss that in white. And you can emboss some snow. Lots of ideas. The ideas just keep coming. And then finally, Little Treats, which is in this mini catalog in the back, and I don't know what page. It comes with that treat holder. The Santa hat, and I've talked about the Merry Christmas here. So let me find the treats. This one gets lost a lot because they think it's the very last thing in the catalog on page 70. Whew, that was a lot. I'm going to lay out some of these cards again while I talk about my product share, that I have one left. So for this mini catalog, I did a product share. I had a fall product share, and I have a Christmas product share. I have one package left. It includes 3. How late are we going? Sorry. Oh, not too bad. You get the Heartwarming Hugs, 2 each of 6, the 6 patterns. The Poinsettia Place, 2 each of 6 patterns. And then the 'Tis the Season, obviously these were 12 by 12. I cut them down. You get 1 each of 12 different designs. And they're not all Christmassy. So that plaid, there was a plaid there. That'd be a great masculine card. There's one side. There's some evergreens on there. Here's the flip side. So my product share are these. And then a bunch of trimmings, just fun things to play with. And this is $15. So that's how I did my product shares for the mini catalog this time. All right. I do have, you know what? I'm going to throw in a few red wine into there too. So let me know if you're interested. be a great way to make a wide variety of cards. And I have 2 more cards. My team and I like to do color challenges. So Anne, Melissa, and Lori, if you're watching, I'll post these cards on our group, Facebook group, our team Facebook group. And so I think correct me if I'm wrong, Anne, Early Espresso, Pear Pizzazz, Mary Merlot. And then this was a fun fold that I learned. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So more Christmas cards. Lots and lots of ideas. Thank you for joining me. I hope I've inspired you to make some Christmas cards. Like I said, they don't all have to be the same. Once you get started, there's just so many things we can do. Happy stamping. Merry Christmas. It's not too early to start our crafting. I do want to do one more video with Christmas about decor, but I think we're going to take a break from Christmas, so it won't be next week. Not quite sure what next week will be, but I will let you know on my Facebook page when I do the Christmas decor video, probably in a couple weeks. So that's what I have for you right now with our Christmas cards. So I'm going to stop this video, and it'll take me about 5 minutes to clean up the mess here, and then I'm going to share with you what I tried to share with you last Monday with the coffee cups. And like I said, I do have one to show you that is done, just to entice you to come back or stay with me. I'm going to give you 5 minutes. You can take a little break. And that video should be maybe 10 to 15 minutes to show you how I put them together and show you my sample. So thank you for joining me. Happy stamping, and we'll see you next time. Bye.